Listen, the best news, if I may...
What are we doing with that, by the way?
I'm opening it.
Oh, wow, OK. Well, actually, let's open this while I talk about this story.
It's very kind of you to bring in champagne. I think it's far... Is it... Ooh!
Oh, my God, my eye.
It's gone all over the window.
It's all over the but it's everywhere.
It looks like something else.
As Claire's pouring this, can I just say, we've got to Christmas and Wham are at #1. This is amazing news.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, half of it's on the window.
Oh, it's a slight exaggeration.
She hasn't even had a drink.
Are you sure?
Oh, John, it's from last night.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. The whole thing's falling apart. Now, Phil, the producer, is now cleaning the window.
There we are. Look at this.
Having headbutted the camera. Right.
That really hurt.
I felt that.
There you go.
Right, I feel as though... Why is your glass much fuller than ours?
Cheers.
No.
Cheers.
Philip, bring it back.
Cheers.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll just... no, you can have it now, Phil. I just thought, you know... Oh, you want some?
No, I'm fine. I've got some here. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas,
everybody.
to you.
Thank you very much.
I am actually seeing you tomorrow, though.
Do you want me to do this or not?
Yes!
I feel like
We're just warming up.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Happy Christmas. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Oh, that's very nice. Very nice, actually. Thank you very much. Right, let's go to... What's your first story?
This is a very special Christmas because Wham have got the Christmas #1.
But why not? Fairy Tale in New York.
I'm really surprised about that because we've been talking about this over the last few weeks. Obviously, we lost Shane. Shane was born on Christmas Day.
Yes.
After they lost Shane, his wife said, you know, it would be the perfect kind of Christmas present for
and his funeral
to be #1.
Yeah.
And yes, indeed, it was performed at the funeral. Wham's got it. You know,
wow.
And it's an amazing backstory. Let me take you back to 1984. So the reason why it didn't get to #1...
So this is 39 years later.
39 years ago. Obviously, if it would not... I mean, it could be #1 again next year, but that would have been extra special, 40 years. Band-Aid were #1 back in 1984.
Yep.
Obviously, everybody bought that song because the famine in Ethiopia, the prelude to Live Aid, you remember it, so it was a very special record. Actually, off the back of that, all the proceeds to Last Christmas in 84 went to the famine appeal, so all the money went to charity. In any case, George Michael's always said that Last Christmas is his greatest song. Now, bearing in mind his back catalogue, where you got Careless Whisper, you know, all those great songs, Listen Without Prejudice album, he said that that was the song that he was most proud of. The story goes, him and Andrew were round at George's house. Yeah. George went up to the old bedroom where he grew up and he used to sleep in.
And he had a
wrote
full
the
track
song.
up there, didn't he?
Yeah, he just kind of, you know, he just thought, I'm going to put this down in music. He managed to write it. He was always slightly embarrassed that it was a Christmas song because Christmas songs are cheesy. But this is not actually, I know it mentions Christmas. There's no bells, there's no reference to kind of reindeers or anything else, or Father Christmas or whatever. It's a beautiful, poignant song.
It is.
And
I love the video of it as well. It was
very soft focus and a lot of hair.
Pepsi and Shirley in the background.
Pepsi and Shirley.
It was such a lovely, what the kids would say now, vibe.
Indeed.
Look at you.
Wasn't it?
Vibe.
I think the champagne's kicking in.
Yeah.
She's getting...
In 1986, he told Smash Hits that having written it, as far as I was concerned, it was #1. So he knew it was a good song.
Yes. Yeah, and it has, and interesting enough, it has been at #1. Here's the point, but never been Christmas number.
Yeah.
So when he passed away, going back into Christmas 2016, so the news broke on Christmas Day. Do you remember about 10 p.m? And that was the end of that awful year where we lost Bowie and just so many celebrities that year, and that was kind of the end of that year. So he did get to Christmas #1. Sorry, he got to #1. He got to #1 a few years ago, but at the beginning of January, so it just missed the Christmas #1.
Right.
And now it is.
So in the runners and riders for this, and you mentioned Pepsi and Shirley, I still love Heartache, which was a brilliant song. In Fairy Tale of New York, we've talked about Sam Ryder was up there. I don't really like it.
It's interesting. Sam came in a couple of...
No, I like him a lot.
He came in a couple of weeks ago and he did this Christmas song that's...
What do you think of it?
Well, he performed it live on Chris Evans' show on Virgin Radio, and he had us absolutely gobsmacked. He did it so beautifully, and he's one of these guys, such a good singer, that he looks like he's not not even trying. And he completely...
I mean, he's very talented.
Smashed it out of the park.
He worked incredibly hard to get where he is as well.
Yeah,
and guys, that's what hard work does for you.
I don't know much about his backstory, actually.
He busked. He didn't get things handed to him on a plate. He worked really, really hard. And he's a truly original guy.
Yeah.
I think the brilliant thing is he made Eurovision cool again.
Yes.
He did. He made us loved again, even for a year. Even just for a year.
Yes.
No, hated again.
Which is no mean feat, getting the UK
smile.
love.
He's very
He's always got that smile on his
happy.
face.
He's got a great... So, like you say, he's worked really hard.
Yeah.
He's struggled. The struggle didn't end after Eurovision because he's kind of backed away from his record company and, you know, he's been on every day with Chris Evans this week talking about...
He?
Yeah, the hype has been... You know, but when you're against Wham last Christmas, it's a tough act to be against.
Yeah, very much so.
Bring back St Winifred School Choir. Grandma, we love you.
Yes, now I can
So
tell
what
you.
year was that?
Right, well, hang on a minute.
I can guess, hazard a guess. I reckon it would have been about...
Come on, then.
It would have been about 82, 83?
I would have gone 70s.
Come on.
No?
No, I bought it, actually.
Oh, okay.
Come on, another year.
85.
1980.
Oh, 80. Okay,
I
it
was
was close
just... No,
then.
I was
1980. No, you see, to me, 1980 isn't very long ago, but I suppose... No, I mean, that's what I think.
Well, I still think the 90s was 10 years ago.
exactly.
So, I mean, it's a slight
I
problem,
couldn't believe
isn't
when
it?
Benedict Spence said he was born in 92.
I know.
Wow.
When were you born?
76.
76.
Oh, you're
Well,
younger than
do you
me.
know what was number 1 then?
I think it was something like Benny Hill.
No, you've got a classic.
Go on.
What?
Johnny Mathis, When a Child is Born.
Oh, okay, that's quite
wow.
decent.
That's a
isn't it?
brilliant
That's a
song.
brilliant
It's a lovely song.
Do you want the 5 most popular, the 5 biggest Christmas number 1s ever?
Yes,
Okay, here we
tell
go. So number 5, Shakin' Stevens.
Hang on, Shakin' Stevens.
What song?
Merry
though?
Christmas, everybody.
Oh,
Do you
I
remember
like that one.
No
Snow
one,
is falling.
no one had a permatan in snow in December like Shaky.
So I remember Snow is Falling all around you.
Yes,
Children
exactly.
playing in the snow. Yeah?
Children
That's the
playing,
one.
having fun.
Having fun. Well done.
At
Good.
number 4, Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not a Christmas song, but
No.
it's been number 1 at Christmas twice. Ed Sheeran, Perfect. Of course, beautiful song. It got to number 1 in Christmas a few years back. Wham's at number 2 and Band-Aid's at number 1. I think
Right,
you
okay.
take some... The Band-Aid record's incredible, and the amount of celebrities that came in
There was a good
on that Christmas
documentary
day.
on that, actually, and how this sound engineer from the studio
Yeah.
got to get everyone in and got everyone's sound checked, got everyone's lines in, and Phil Collins, all he wanted to do all day, obviously, was drum.
The drum.
But they couldn't actually get the pitch of the drum actually on point.
Really?
Yeah, it took... I mean, you said it was done. I mean, it was within a day or something like
Yes.
that. It was remarkable.
But when you
Written
look back at the video of them, they all look like they've just rocked out of somewhere, don't they? They're
Of a
not exactly.
nightclub.
They're not exactly makeup ready.
Boy George came all the way over
He
from New
did.
York, and he got here and he had a sore throat,
so he had
a bottle of whiskey
brandy.
or brandy. That's
Yeah.
right. So it's just great. It's
There you go,
legendary,
there
isn't
you
it? Congratulations. So apparently George Michael would have been really, really happy. This was always his goal, to have a Christmas number 1 with Last Christmas, and it's finally happened. So that's a kind of nice, upbeat,
Really
happy
nice,
story,
really,
isn't it?
really
Christmas
nice
You need to
Eve.
drink up.
Thank you.
It's interesting about Christmas number 1s, though, because I would have thought, given the residuals that the artists get, I mean, Mariah Carey makes a fortune. I still like her song. But she makes a fortune every year. Why don't more artists set out to write a Christmas song? Because actually, for me, that's the golden
We
goose.
were discussing that last night. What is the answer to that?
I think that it's tinged with that kind of corny, cheesy vibe. Also, the thing is, these Christmas records only get played for
At
a couple
Christmas.
of weeks.
But it's a
so
guaranteed
literally from
market.
Boxing Day, they won't get played
Oh,
anymore.
they will. They do. They do.
Honestly, the cut-off is Boxing
Noddy
Night.
Holder and Slade is played in the summer.
But then you have to balance it against longevity. It's played every Christmas
Exactly.
in perpetuity.
True. I just think that since, interesting, you mentioned Mariah and East 17 and the 90s, it's gradually, after Mr. Blobby and those kind of
That was
records,
terrible.
it's just gradually got less and less and less. I personally think, I was saying this on Virgin Radio 80s Plus this week, that the best Christmas records were from the 80s. The ones that we play, love, remember, you know, the ones that still sound really good and poignant around Christmas, they all came from the decade of the 80s.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at some of these. I mean, Lad Baby, that kind of passed me by, the whole Lad Baby.
Yeah, so these are all charity. They've been number one for kind of 5 years now with different charity songs. It's just kind of diluted now, and I think the whole way we haven't.
Well,
got
it went
the
viral,
Christmas
didn't
chart.
it? So it was a couple. They were making these records for charity, and then it springboarded into the number one.
And they had like 5 consecutive number ones. They've been smashing it. But records about sausage rolls and what have you. But it's all been.
I Love Sausage Rolls was in 2019.
Right. I remember now.
Don't Stop Me Eating 2020. Sausage rolls for everyone in 2021.
But they were trying specifically. They released those so someone else wouldn't get the number one slot. Was that not the case?
Kind of, yeah. We've just lost that excitement with the charts because of streaming and how our charts work. This is why it's so special, Wham being at number one, because this week it felt like an old school, who's going to be at number one, and we don't have that anymore.
It's so interesting you say that. I remember, I'm sure we've had this conversation. On a Thursday, I would sit there with my tape recorder where you press play and record.
Oh, you can't admit that.
No, and listen to the chart rundown, because I wanted to know the rundown. We didn't know till 7 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Exactly right.
Oh, Sunday night, yeah.
Some records used to get into, I think Cliff Richard, Mistletoe Wine, actually got into maybe 38 and gradually built its way up to number one. So it was a real journey.
Never mind the wine, W-H-I-N-E. Oh, my goodness me.
I think we'll pause at that point.
And his calendars as well.
The champagne's kicking in.
I was going to say, don't give her champagne.